and foremost, I want to welcome you to our 4-Star Diamond call, which is so exciting because I love 4-Star Diamond because you're right at the brink of 5. And so what this means is, first and foremost, you guys are so willing, eager, able to really jump in and get the job done. And I absolutely love that. And the greatest thing is obviously based on your goals. Hi, Sharon. How are you?
Good. I'm trying to mute myself because I'm driving. It's kind of loud.
You're
Sorry.
good. You're good. You're good. I just saw you pop on. So with that being said, yes, if each of you will actually mute yourself, and then that way you can unmute yourself if you have anything that you would like to talk about, collaborate with. And so basically with this call, first and foremost, I'm Brittany. So Brittany Adamson. My email is under Cop Terrace. And so that is the same person. That's me. So basically with that being said, I do work with a 2 to 5-star diamonds here in the West. So we work with everything west of Texas. Doug Moss is my boss and works with the 6 stars and above. So this is super exciting because this is an opportunity for us to collaborate. And you work with 4-star diamonds just like you. I don't care that if you dropped in rank, if your lifetime, status is a 4-star, but you may be at a 1-star or 2, that is okay. This is an opportunity to get in, get where you want to be, and make it a great year. Hey, Jamie, how are ya? Good.
Fine. Sorry, I'm like all over the place.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Yep, just mute yourself. Awesome. So with that being said, there's many things that I do expect in this call. First and foremost is energy and excitement. I will always bring it, but I need you to bring it there with me, okay? I can't be in this dance party by myself. Second thing is positivity. You have to be positive. Nobody wants any Debbie Downers. We have enough of that in our life, especially in the business that we're in and the people that we get to help. Unfortunately, negativity is one thing that kind of comes easy for most. Get rid of it. Only positivity here, okay? Third thing is be an impactful leader. What you put in is what you're going to get out. If you lead and guide and inspire these other 4-star diamonds around you, I promise you they will do exactly the same thing for you. If there's one thing that's missing within your business, maybe you don't have an upline, maybe you don't have that excitement. You give more of it, you'll get more in return. I promise you. Okay? So with that being said, I want to obviously announce one of my favorite leaders, Alexa Luckenbach. I still want to say Campbell. She recently just got married, so she has a new last name. But what I thought was super, super exciting, because all of you are working towards different areas within your business. But one thing, and I hope this is it, is that you're working for 5-star Diamond Elite by the end of the year. The reason I say that is because that is going to ignite your business. That is going to make you a known leader within your business. It's going to show your other coaches that Elite and 5-star is doable. And I promise you, you just have to do it. So I'm so excited because Alexa is actually ranked number 16 out of 350,000 coaches. What's cool about that? She's a 4-star diamond, okay? 4-star. I will tell you, number 1 to 20, besides Alexa right there, is 9-star diamond and above. She's running with the big dogs. And what I've told her about 60 days ago, I'm like, run, keep on doing what you're doing, because the people that are on your tail end, whoo-hoo, but I love it. She did get married 1 month. And she was at that time ranked number 13. So she got married. She's still ranked in the top 20, which is absolutely incredible. So I can't wait to see where you'll be this week. But without further ado, I'm going to have Alexa go ahead and talk about Success Club Base and why it's so important to get your coaches hitting Success Club immediately.
Yay. Thanks, Brittany.
You're welcome.
I actually didn't know that. I did know that I was kind of the lowest ranked, I guess, out of the top 20, but I didn't know that.
Yep, that's you.
So that's just really weird to hear and, I don't know, to think about, because honestly, I'm still a baby coach. I'm still learning. That's why I'm really excited about this group and have these calls, because I'm very much still just learning as a leader. But when I first got started with coaching, I want to start and just kind of share a little bit about my story and how I got into it, just because I think that will set things up a little bit better and explain it all to you guys. But I basically signed up as a coach 100% for the support and accountability and to get my Shakeology cheaper. And I actually had zero zero interest whatsoever in running a business. I actually told my coach that I was not going to run a business ever because I was a distributor for Advocare before I signed up to be a Beachbody coach. And I had a very negative experience with it. Super salesy, felt really pushed into just trying to sell products. So I thought that Beachbody was the same, right? But I learned after going through my coach's challenge groups and seeing how much Shakeology was helping me, I grew a passion for talking about this naturally. I was an advocate, and my coach was like, you know what, you're doing it. You're doing everything a coach does. You're just, not really getting paid for it right now. So I really kind of went all in with my business January 2014. That's when I really say that I started with coaching, because that's when I really was serious about doing something with this. And I was able to quit my full-time job after 6 months of working my business. That was like my biggest goal first off, because I hated my job, was working a desk job, 9 to 5, sitting under fluorescent lights in a cubicle all day just was not my jam. So I busted my butt and was able to quit my job, which was great. And, over the course of the last, I guess, year and 8 months that I've really been coaching, my shift has changed, or my goals have shifted, and I don't know, it's just crazy how much things have changed because of this business. So, and I'm sure you guys all know that too, and have your own stories that are amazing and how Beachbody has affected you. But the beginning of this year, when I first really started off the year, I guess, and was talking with my coaches about hitting Success Club and how January is just such a big month because everyone has their New Year's resolutions and everything like that. After January, my team, did a great job hitting Success Club, and I started off the year being ranked at number 20. And so that for me was like, whoa, wait, what? Like, if I could just continue to help my team grow and learn how to hit Success Club and be consistent with it, like I could just keep growing. This thing could get huge. You know what I mean? So that is kind of what I want to talk with you guys about, is how I've been able to really change my focus this year specifically, and how I've been able to really kind of just help my team and groom my team to be natural. I don't want to say pushers, but they're naturally going for Success Club and know that it needs to be something that is in their business, whether they want to just get their Shakeology covered, or whether they have humongous goals and want to pay off $100,000 in debt. Doesn't really matter. Just starts with Success Club. So I want to start off just by kind of talking with how I really bring this up with my coaches. And this was something that I didn't realize that I did at first, but I talk about Success Club right off the bat with my team. So when my coaches when I have new coaches that come on my team, the first thing that I talk about them on our GSR call is their goals. What do you want out of being a coach? And, that just kind of helps me understand, obviously, like where they're at and wanting to, do they want to run with this business, or are they just going to be kind of doing this really part-time or whatever? But I can say that like a lot of my coaches that I sign up now aren't really discount coaches. They do want to at least get their Shakeology for free and get that part covered. So pretty much all the GSR calls that I have with my new coaches, I am first and foremost talking about their goals. What do you want out of being a coach? What do you want out of this business at this point? And the next thing I always bring up to them is, okay, well, this is one of the first things that you can do to really get your business started, to make sure that you are building the foundation for your business in that Success Club. And I explain it to them really briefly. Don't go super in depth about it, but just share how that just basically means you're helping 3 people every month get started on their journey. And I explain that just how important it is. I just really stress the importance of it, because I think that by sharing that with them first, like their first impression of you as their coach and the first time that they're talking with you, I just really think that sets the expectation for them. That's not something that I did last year when I was first getting started with coaching. I was really, not super confident in like my skills as a leader and just in general. And I just really spent my GSRs getting to know my coaches. Whereas this year, I'm really trying to focus on making my GSR calls like really productive and kind of giving them a game plan to help them get started. So that was like one of the first shifts, is not being afraid to bring up Success Club right away. That was just something that I was like, I don't want to freak them out. I don't want them to get overwhelmed. And you don't have to freak them out or get them overwhelmed. If you talk about their goals first and then share and explain, well, okay, if that's your goal, if your goal is to quit your job or get your Shakeology for free or pay off debt or whatever, it always is going to start with Success Club. And I also back that up with like some facts for them. So at Summit, they shared this awesome, I don't know if you guys might have seen this, but they shared this awesome like infographic thing about how coaches that hit Success Club every month in 2014 earned 23 times more income than the coaches that didn't hit it or were inconsistent with it. And I've been sharing that with my new coaches since I got back from Summit, and they're like, whoa, seriously? And I'm like, yeah, like that's why it's so important. And so I shared that, and just to kind of give myself some, not what's the word I'm looking for, just to kind of back up what I'm saying and show them like, hey, this is like statistically like legit. Like I'm not just saying this to say it, I'm saying it because it's the truth. Success Club has to be one of the first things that you know, no matter what, are focusing on. So I just make sure that I touch on that. Like I said, I don't spend my entire call talking about Success Club, but I definitely make sure that I bring that up with them and talk about their goals, because obviously I think that if you can make that connection, like, hey, you want to hit XYZ goal, Success Club is what's going to help you get there. That kind of just shows them, okay, this obviously is something that I need to be doing. So that's how I really start to like set that expectation for my team, is starting in the GSR call, not being afraid to talk about Success Club. And so as far as, you know, helping my team, once they start, after they've started with our GSR call and everything, and they're getting going with their business, these are just a couple of things that I've done over this, you know, the last 8 months of the year that have really helped my team, you know, really get solid with hitting Success Club consistently. So first off, I do incentives based on consistency with hitting Success Club. So I do a special thing where if they hit Success Club the first 3 months, or not first 3 months, sorry. If they hit Success Club 3 months in a row as a coach, then I will gift them a massage. And I actually just go on Groupon wherever they live, and it's not that expensive. It's usually like $30 or something, but I feel like a massage for hitting Success Club 3 months in a row is like more than they like deserve that. You know what I mean? And that just kind of builds their like excitement. It shows them that obviously consistency is key. It's not just hitting it 1 month, it's hitting it multiple months. You know, I also do like a 6 month and 12 months. So like once they hit All-Star, obviously I'll do something cool for them. But I don't know if you guys do incentives for your team, but I was thinking about that and trying to like really hammer in the consistency part, because that's really the biggest part about this. You know, you've got to make sure that you're doing this every single month. So I really kind of use that to really show them that the importance of consistency and how key that is. So doing stuff like that, that's always good. I do so much recognition, like it's crazy. And not just like, I know a lot of you guys may do like Success Club reports or like PV, like whoever has the top PV, which I do that too. But I've really started to try and think of different ways that I can recognize my team in a way that like makes them feel special. So I actually told Brittany about this. But one thing that I did, and I'm going to be continuing doing it, I really liked it, last month was, you know, whenever someone would hit Success Club, I would follow up with them and be like, okay, who are the 3 people that got those challenge packs that helped you hit Success Club 6? And they're like, oh, well, it was Jenny and Samantha and Ashley or whatever. And I'm like, okay, can you tell me a little bit about those 3 people? Why did they decide to commit this month? And like, where did you meet them? Did you follow up with them this month, or was it a brand new conversation or whatever? You know what I mean? Trying to get to know who these people are, not just the Success Club points. And I actually went and stalked these people's Facebook, grabbed their profile picture, just put together a little collage. And like Nicole, who's one of my coaches, I would put like, Nicole is changing lives, and then put the 3 people's faces that she helped to hit Success Club, and gave like a little blurb on each of those people. So I was really just trying to show like, hey, Nicole didn't just hit Success Club 6. She helped these 3 people like get started on their journey. And I think that really just helps so much, because it just hammers in the fact that sometimes when you're pushing your team to Success Club, it can be really easy to just focus on the points. And it's important to always remember, obviously, that it's not just about points. It's about us helping as many people as we can. So by focusing on who those people are and like actually getting details and, you know, seeing their faces, I think that really has been a really positive thing on my team, just to see that, oh, wow, she's changing people's lives. I want to change 3 people's lives. You know what I mean? So that's like a new kind of recognition that I've been doing. But I really think that just like trying to think outside the box when it comes to recognition is always good, and just being consistent with doing it, because honestly, like they love it. You know, it might seem like, okay, I'm doing the same things every single week, my little success club report, like, do they even really care? But they really do. And they look forward to it. So if you're not like consistent with recognition, or if that's not really something you do, I really recommend it. Even if it, like I said, it doesn't have to like be just the normal stuff like the Success Club points and PV, but just thinking outside the box. Another thing that I've been doing is like new coach spotlight. So like if I have any coaches who are on the board with Success Club, not even necessarily hit it, but any coaches that are new that are on the board, I will do like a little spotlight and be like, look, this new coach is already changing people's lives. I give them like, once again, I'll like share some facts and like what their goals are or whatever. And for the new coaches, they really, really love that because they're new, you know, they're trying to figure this out, and for them to be recognized like right off the bat for, you know, helping somebody, and for them to like be recognized in front of the whole team, I get so many positive comments from them. Like they love that. So highlighting your new coaches, or doesn't have to be a new coach, it can be anyone really, but just spotlighting them. Doesn't have to be because, oh, so-and-so has hit the most Success Club points, but think of the other things maybe that they've done. Did they post a video, step outside their comfort zone and post their first video on their Facebook page? You know what I mean? Like, spotlight them for doing that. Like they stepped outside of their comfort zone, you know, or I don't know, just something like that. They did a really great post on their social media or something like that. But I just think that getting outside the box and recognizing your team just helps build that positivity, that morale, gets them excited and wanting to do more. For me, like I love recognition. Like that's just me personally, my personality type. So whenever my coach would like shout me out, whatever, that would just like light a fire underneath me. So, and I mean, for me, like that's just something that my team has always done. Like my upline team does a lot of recognition. So I don't know if all teams do that. So I just share that because I don't know if everybody does stuff like that. But that's one thing that I do that's really helped. Another thing that I have done this year that's really, really been successful is at the beginning of the year, I kind of started to post in my team page about who was wanting to hit Success Club. Because now obviously that's not everybody's goal, right? Some people, like I said, when I first got started, I didn't want to be selling anything. I didn't want to do any of it. I just wanted some support and accountability, and that's totally okay. But I share that with my team, but I also was like, so who are the people who do want to make this your non-negotiable goal? And I actually put those people, those coaches on my team who are wanting to hit Success Club, and put them in a separate Facebook group. Or you could do like a message thread too. But I love having that because sometimes, like I said, like I talk about, you know, helping people and hitting this goal, whatever, a lot, but I don't want to not make the other coaches that's not their goal to make them feel weird. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but like I just like having a separate spot for the people that are all pushing, because then I can be like, all right guys, where you at? Like, you know, we can bounce ideas off of each other. You could even like run like fun little separate contests for them or whatever you want to do. But I think that having like a separate area for all the people that are pushing for that goal is so great, because they all are motivated. They're all working towards it. And so by putting them all in the same like little group, it just helps them, you know, push and feel like they have some accountability and some partners. So that's what I've been doing, is I call it like the Life Changers group. But I basically put all of my people who are pushing for Success Club in there, and I will have like daily posts or like ask them, how many follow-ups have you been doing today? Or, you know, share your personal development takeaway, like just something in there to like keep them talking and just check in on them. But I really think that having a separate place for the people that are pushing really helps. And whether that's a message thread or a group, that's totally up to you, because I know that some people on my team do that also, and they do it like just like a message thread. But either way, I think that helps. But yeah, I mean, I think that was most of what I wanted to talk about. Just to kind of recap, I really try and set the expectations by talking on the GSR about their goals first, and if any of their goals that they share can be tied to Success Club, I make it a point to share it with them. And some things that I do specifically on my team to help them move towards this goal, you know, doing recognition, putting the people that are pushing for it in a separate group so that they kind of have some accountability and support. And I really think that helps a lot. And then doing those incentives or anything like that, as far as, you know, basing off of consistency. So not just, okay, if you hit Success Club this month, here's XYZ, but for hitting it 3 months in a row, like showing them that that is really so important. Staying consistent really helps. Yeah, I think that those were the biggest things that I wanted to talk about. So yeah.
That is awesome. We'll open it to Q&A just here in like 2 minutes, but I just wanted to say, first and foremost, thank you. And what you're doing is working. And when I say that, I mean, the reason why she's ranked the number she is because she, on average, and this is off of the 6-month report, this isn't even the new report, but she helps 12.8 coaches every single month hit Success Club that count towards elite. That's the reason why she's number 16. So when she set a new goal and we were talking about that, she's like, Brittany, my goal is 20. And I last month your goal was 20. You hit 18. It wasn't an 18. Mm-hmm. So, and that same thing, she's running. She's teaching these coaches. I love the fact that you build off of consistency, because that is the one thing in this business. If you stay consistent with whatever you're doing, it will take off. The greatest thing about this is when I asked Alexa, even in the group, what do you want to learn? I remember asking her this even on a call. What do you want to learn in this group? I was so excited. And she's like, Brittany, I want to learn Success Club base. And I'm like, girl, you already got Success Club base. But that is a leader. That is somebody that is constantly learning, that isn't going to stay stagnant, because she knows if she continues to do what she does, she won't always have the same explosion. She wants to continue to learn and to build and to grow. So I appreciate that. It made me chuckle. I was like, really? Because that's what we want to learn. But it's awesome that you're right there with it. So I absolutely love that. And the biggest takeaway on this was the recognition. And well, first and foremost is getting them started right, meaning you're going to hit Success Club, and this is what it is. I have one of my 5-star diamonds that's like, you know what, for me, I was told by my upline I have to hit Success Club every single month. So what do? I hit Success Club. So if that's the case, if that's your, what you set it up for success-wise, make it known, make it learned. You do this no matter what, and this is why. Let's get your products paid for, and then everything else will take care of itself. But recognition. You're absolutely right. You have a brand new coach. You recognize everything. It's like when a baby starts to walk and you're like, yes, 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 go, 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 go. And then the baby falls and you're like, no, and you keep on doing it. And then finally the baby walks because it has so much love and nurture, right? It's exactly what you have to do with these coaches, and that will duplicate. Okay. Question and answers. Y'all can unmute yourself. Or if that, I think we'll get too rambunctious, but what questions do you have for Alexa?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Alexa, I loved how you said that when you talk in your GSRs. I also do the same thing where I talk about their goals, but I never ever thought about talking about them to get their Shakeology paid for. Like if they want to sign up as a discount coach, yes, I still send them the welcome email. Yes, I still have the GSRs with them to get to know them and stuff. But I never ever thought about like, well, instead of just getting the discount, why wouldn't you want to work towards getting your Shakeology paid for? Because I always talk about them. I'm always saying, like, you're a discount coach for now, but you're going to become a walking billboard. So why not go through the training or me send you this welcome email so you can at least have your website set up? Because when you're a walking billboard, people are going to be asking you where to get this stuff. But that's awesome. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, it was something that, like I said, I just started doing that this year because I think that, like, last year was my first full year of being a coach. I was like, I'm still just so new and like a baby, like I said, but I was afraid, I think, to like bring it up and to like freak my coaches out. But I was like, wait, no, that doesn't make any sense. Like, it's me, like, really not holding back and maybe not seeing as much potential in them as I could by me not bringing it up to them. You know what I mean? If their goal is to want to be able to get their Shakeology for free, or, quit their job or whatever, like I have to, I feel like Success Club has to be talked about on that call. You know what I mean? So since I've shifted, like I'm telling you, last year from this year, that's like one of the biggest things that I've been doing. And it's made such a huge difference because really like they know right away how important it is. You know what I mean? Whereas if they just get started and they kind of hear about the Success Club thing, they're like, oh, okay, well, that's cool. Like, I hear her talk about Success Club, whatever. Like, that's how I was last year. But this year, when I just say, hey, okay, this is what you want to do, then this is how we're going to get there. And if I just tell them that, like, it's night and day how different it is.
So I have a question for you. When your brand new coaches run out of their warm market, per se, how do you, especially introverts, how do you get them to expand their network outside of their warm market?
I'm an Instagram girl, so I always talk about how I've built, I would say, like 90 95% of my business through Instagram specifically. I obviously don't like say Instagram is the one and only way to build your business, but I definitely talk about social media and how key it is to this business. And I also just kind of give examples and relate back to them. So I say, you know what, I was so afraid to start talking to new people and reaching out and all of that stuff when I first began as a coach. But I share how now my team and some of the people that I've met because of social media are some of my best friends. I have girls, one of the girls that came to my wedding lives in Pennsylvania, one of my diamond coaches, and I never would have met her if she hadn't found my post on Instagram. And now she's like literally one of my closest friends, was there to watch me get married. And so I tell that story, and they're like, wow, that's so cool. And I'm like, yeah, it is cool. It's like the most awesome part of this business, being able to make so many friends that you wouldn't have been able to make had it not been for social media. So I really kind of set it up, you know, like with the positive side, and how I understand that it's scary, but it's actually really fun and really cool. And, you know, I just have like my team and we have a ton of resources and all that training, and I'm sure everybody else does on social media, but I definitely talk about that too on like the GSR calls. I once again just kind of like base what I'm sharing with them on the GSR on like what they say their goals are. So if they're like, yeah, I'm ready, I want to do this, then I definitely talk about that right off the bat. But I think that that's one of the things that's helped my team not kind of get over that fear of expanding their network, because I feel like it's just such a scary thing. I know it was for me too. But when you make it like, hey, it's fun, it's actually like one of my favorite parts of this business, I feel like that has helped. So I don't know, that's just what I do personally. And by the way, I get like really long-winded with my answers, so, and like on tangents like crazy. So if I get to
Okay, what other questions or feedback do we have? Not feedback, but takeaways. Go ahead, John.
Okay, so you mentioned Success Club, and you get them excited about the concept of Success Club and what we can do for them. So how do you then reverse engineer that with them? Because obviously Success Club, then you have to talk about challenge packs, then you have to talk about that kind of stuff. How do you reverse engineer that, and then that part not overwhelm them at all?
Yeah. Yeah, my whole like onboarding process for my new coaches is just literally constantly a work in progress for me. I'm sure it is for everybody. Like just figuring out the best way to get your coaches started right. I don't know if there's ever going to be like a perfect way to do that. But for me, you know, I just try my best to really make everything super like systematic and like laid out like step by step for them. I feel like that helps with it not being so overwhelmed, because I focus on, okay, get this part done first, then move on to the next thing. You know, I have a checklist for all my new coaches so that first they go through their checklist. And then I have these videos that I have them watch. I'm like, okay, you're done with the checklist, now move on to this part. So I feel like doing it, like I said, step by step, like helps a lot. But specifically when it comes to like reverse engineering Success Club and everything, I do a really big focus on the Power Hour to-do list, making sure that they have that to-do list and it's part of their daily routine no matter what, and doing those business building activities that we know will help them get to Success Club, following up, starting new conversations, adding people to their network. I really stress the importance of this, and I say, you guys, if there's nothing that you do all day, you know, on your business, make sure you're at least getting this stuff done, because this is the stuff that's going to help you get to where you want to be. It's going to help you hit Success Club. If you're doing this stuff consistently, you'll hit Success Club, basically. So that is like the first thing I really like to talk about. You know, I have, like I said, I just have like a step-by-step like checklist kind of thing for them to go through. And I really just focus on the vital behaviors. I mean, I feel like that's like the most important stuff that they need to know at the beginning to help them get started. And just really, really stress that Power Hour to-do list so that they kind of know like the most important things first, and then they can go into like all the other stuff, the nitty-gritty things later on as they continue to go. But first and foremost, as a new coach, I feel like the vital behaviors and having that to-do list is like the most important part. I don't know, did that answer your question?
That was awesome. Thank you. That was great. Okay, last question. Anybody else have another question or takeaways from this? Yes, Marcia.
I thought your incentives were great. I think we all struggle with, you know, what do we give them? You know, personal development book. Do we just do shout outs? I thought that you got really creative, and I love the thinking outside the box. I think a massage. Wow. I would love someone to give me that. And I would never have thought about that. And it can be such a simple thing. Like you go on Groupon. How awesome is that?
Yeah.
So I just have a quick question for your recognition. And I think we probably all deal with this. Like we all have our personally sponsored coaches and we have them in a group. But I know that so when I started a Facebook group with like 7 coaches, and now it's this like huge, massive thing with everybody else's coaches, and you don't know who's who and what's what. And so then I have my personally sponsored coach group, which doesn't get as much play because I'm in my big group all the time. So I constantly struggle with like when we run a lot. I'll run like big team things, like contests or like fun things. And I always feel like I'm giving, like, where do you draw the line on where you give people incentives? Like how far down do you go? Do you not? Do you keep it at your personally sponsored coaches? Or if like one of your coaches has a coach that just came out of the gate like gangbusters and you want to give them a shout out because like it's awesome and great, but do I give them an incentive? Like I never know. You know what I'm saying? Does everyone get that? Like where does the line draw on incentives, and who's picking up the tab, I guess is the question.
Yeah, that's a good question. And actually, I'm kind of flip-flopped from what you just said. I have been giving my PS coaches a lot more love this year than my team. I definitely still give my team a lot of love. But I definitely, as far as like the massage thing, I only do that for my PS coaches. Just because of shooting, I'm going for top 10, obviously. Like I'm 16, that's just my goal. I'm going to put it out there. It's scary to talk about and say that out loud, but it's what I'm going for. But obviously we all know that comes from your PS coaches. So for me personally, that I give them, they know they have a lot of love, but I also say, hey, you trusted me, you wanted me as your coach, so I'm going to give you guys your extra love back. But as far as like my recognition, I do still do that with my whole team. Like I said, the 3 different people whose lives were changed by hitting Success Club, like I'll do that with my whole team, not necessarily just my PS coaches. But when it comes down to like the prizes and actual like the massage thing and anything else like that, I do that just for my PS coaches. But if that's not your goal, like I said, this probably won't be the same. Like I'm not going to be giving my PS coaches so much love next year if I'm not shooting for top 10. So that's like just because that's my own personal goal for me. But if it's not for, you know what I mean, like that for everybody, you could definitely do it for your full team. I guess it just kind of is up to you. I would say that I do some incentives for my team, like, I don't know, not a ton, like all the time, every once in a while. I don't know if that's like totally not helpful because it's really subjective, but I definitely would say like the majority of like incentive wise, that goes towards just my PS coaches, just because that's just where I'm at and what I'm shooting for.
I have a quick question for you to piggyback off of Marsha's, but if you have a coach that is like fallen off the face of the earth and one of their coaches is like a complete rock star, would you give them incentives too?
Yeah, there are a couple that I have whose coach is like nowhere to be seen, and I kind of adopted them. And so yes, actually, I'm glad you asked that. So I do have a couple that I've like kind of adopted. They're in my PS page. Just because like I feel really bad if they're like wanting to work the business. It's not their fault that their coach is like not giving them any sort of help whatsoever. So there are a couple, and I do honor like their incentives for them still. Obviously they don't count towards my elite points, but that's okay. But if they have like an upline diamond or something that's, you know, able to help them or that's working the business, I kind of let them be the leaders, you know what I mean? Because my diamonds are in my PS coach page. They know all the stuff that I do. So I figure you're a diamond, you can definitely do all these things that I'm doing. And I know that that's what they are doing. They're making their own team pages and doing the same fun things that I'm doing for them. So it's kind of like passing that love down. But I don't know if that answers your question. So yeah, I do adopt some people into my PS page if they don't have any coach really that's working the business or helping them. Yeah.
I think the greatest one of the greatest things that you do, Alexa, though, is you work with the willing. And meaning, you know, she recruits crazy every single month, but maybe there's only 1 or 2 of those rock stars that are actually working the business, and that's who she works with. And so, you know, that's the one part of this business where it becomes a little bit of the numbers game, but you work with the willing. You don't know who's going to step up or step out. And so, you know, with that, one thing I want you guys to kind of put out there is if you're constantly having to, am I okay? Am I frozen? Am I good? Okay. It says it's unstable. I don't know what that means. Anyways, okay, go. But if you're constantly dangling that carrot and all your team reacts and they're like, woohoo, that means you have a lot of salespeople. Okay. Yeah. I don't know if that's good or if that's bad, but in this business, it can get hairy. But if they really drive off of the recognition piece, because if you think about it, any career that we come out of, any business that we've ever been with, the reason why I stayed with Buckle for so long, for 12 years, and I was in retail, is because of the amount of recognition I got. It was incredible, right? So when I looked for a new career, it was based a lot of it off of recognition. And so if you are putting a lot of recognition out there and your coaches are eating it up and soaking it up, that's the true people that have the heart of the business in them. Okay. So I love the fact that you said, you know, showing the consistency. It can be something small. It can be something minute, but whatever it is, try with all your might not to constantly put out like $100 gift card for, you know, all of those things, because it can get a little hairy, right?
Yeah. I was definitely struggling with that too, because I like exactly what you said. I was like, well, I don't want them to be pushing for this only when there's like a sweet incentive involved. So that's why I made it to make sure that I was recognizing them for things not money related or anything like that. Like I was saying, like with the life changers thing, like these are the 3 people whose lives they're changing. I just feel like that it was such a big thing for my team, and the new coach spotlights and that kind of stuff, like giving them recognition, but also showing, like, just really focusing on the fact that that's what we're here for. Because just like you said, Brittany, I was kind of getting to that point a couple months ago where I was like offering some incentives and I was like, wait a minute, I need to like make sure that I'm still doing this in a way that I'm not just like bribing them to hit Success Club or something. You know what I mean? I really wanted them to be doing this for the right reason. So I'm actually even doing a group this month with Carly Del Carlo. She's one of my really good friends, and we are running like a recommitment group together for our PS coaches, for those who kind of maybe have fallen off or like are just ready to like get back in it, get back started with their business. And like that's the biggest thing that we're focusing on. Or what are your goals? What is your why? Like we're making them really focus in on that stuff, because I feel like, you know, if you can focus and really hone in on their goals and make that really apparent for them, you know, they're going to want to hit Success Club. Like Success Club will come along with that, you know, if you're really focusing on that part. So, yeah, once again, getting on a tangent. I don't even remember what the original question was, but just like the incentives. Yeah, I totally was struggling with that too. And so that's what that's why I didn't do like, let's give you a prize for hitting Success Club every single month, but like, here's your 3-month prize for being consistent with helping people, you know? So I think that's helped a lot. But yeah, that was definitely something I was struggling with too, and I had to kind of really think about for sure, because I didn't want to be just spending a ton of money on incentives, having that be the only reason my team's hitting Success Club, because that's expensive.
And that will do okay. Your team can do that. That's easy, right? So
Totally.
my question for you is, do you coaches know how to figure out your Success Club base? Because this is a great topic, but if you guys do not know how to figure that out, that's huge. That's something that I do actually here. You know, once I get the report every single month, I dial and I zoom focus and I look at my top leaders and see what they're doing. Okay. So like I said, Alexa, it was 12.8. This next month she'll be well over 13, which will be super cool. We'll get that report actually here in the office, hopefully Wednesday afternoon. So I get it about 2 days before you guys. I know. And everybody's, Alexa's like, ah! I know Vicky's the same way. It's like, just waiting for it, right? It's so true. But the way you figure out your Success Club base, okay, that report that you get every single month that says Success Club, that number, so that category you'll cap at 61. But what I want you to do is take that category, that number, you divide it by 2, and then you divide it by the month that we're in. So you would have June's report, because July's isn't out yet, so you divide that by 6. Okay? And then that number, whatever that number gives you, that is your base. All right.
Are you referring to an email, or are you talking?
Yeah, your elite report I sent in an email. So if you don't know where that is, you'll get another one this Friday, Sharon.
Okay.
Yep. So what I want you guys to do is see where your SC base is at. If you're kind of like, Brittany, I'm not sure how to do that, reach out to me. I can always help you. But you need to figure out where your SC base is. A lot of my coaches that I work with, sometimes I've worked with some that's 0.75. Not even one coach is hitting Success Club, and they're wondering why their business is stagnant and things aren't moving. But I want you guys to really focus on where you're at and increase that success base or success club base by 5. And that's by 5 by the end of the year. Is that doable? Oh my gosh, it's beyond doable. It's the action item I gave to my top 100 elite coaches when Carl was here in the office. I said, you have to increase your Success Club base by 5 within 60 days. I'm giving you guys till the end of the year. The reason why, you have to build up the consistency and you just have to do it. So what does that mean? Each month you increase it by 1. And if you're just like, you know what, I don't want just the minimal, go for 2. Okay? This is your business, but I promise you that will help you with elite, and that will help you lower your number as far as on the elite report goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A quick question, because my Team Beachbody Cup team, I basically went after my coaches that would give me points that have struggled. I have struggled this year. Last year, I had some rock stars that hit Success Club all the time, and I have struggled with my new coaches. This has been my struggle this year with getting my new coaches fired up about Success Club. It has just been this weight on me. So I specifically for this Team Beachbody Cup I asked coaches that I, would go towards my point, but they really would like them to hit Success Club and have that feeling of success. Because these are coaches that they were all at Summit, kind of have that, like, they get it now. And so I'm excited for them. And, they're hitting some points. They're finally getting some points on the board. It's really exciting, but just curious because this is kind of the perfect month to do it, right? Because you just challenged us and now we have this Team Beachbody Cup going on. And I know for me, that's my goal. Just curious if anyone is doing anything like fun ideas, recognitions, things like that could possibly light fires under these coaches that aren't hitting it.
Great question. Any of you coaches kind of experience that? Have anything fun, exciting, crazy, cool that's going on within your business that you can share with Marsha?
It's this month, so it's too early to see how much this is going to pay off. But what I've decided to do for this month is, since they're only like $15 each, I'm offering to my PS coaches who hit Success Club either the sample pack of the performance sups or the Fixate cookbook, their choice.
Cool.
And then what I'm doing is I'm encouraging my PS leaders to do the same for their coaches, and they are. So
that's
way to build some volume.
The $50 sample pack.
Yeah, the sample pack or the Fixate cookbook, because they're both $15. Yeah. And then my leaders are offering their coaches the same thing, and on down the whole system.
Cool. Love that. Awesome. And increasing, Vicki, go ahead. I know you're.
I know that this is a topic that Brittany wanted me to talk about, but I actually recently have had 2 coaches now that have been coaches for almost 3 years, haven't made Success Club in like over 2 years. And they both hit Success Club already this month, because last Team Zoom I talked about is creating their vision. And I know this is a topic that we'll talk more in depth about, but I think it's so different from your why. Like, why did you sign up as a Beachbody coach? But your vision is something like where you're going, where you're headed, like your goals, and like really get detailed with them about it. And ask if what you're doing today, either in your Beachbody business or your full-time business, is that going to help you get to where you want to be in your vision? Because if not, then there's something you need to change.
Amen, sister. That I'm going to have her actually talk in 2 weeks on that topic. So it's going to be amazing. Yes. Love it. Because you got so many recommitments. What was that?
I was going to add one more thing to everything. When I was telling you guys about how I'm doing the recommitment group, and I actually had them apply to join the group. One of the things that I had in the application was, I'm sure you guys have done this, but the color code test or the GEMS test, the personality test. But I never had, I think I've done that, like posted it in my team page and had them do it and like share what they were. But when I had like all of these coaches who were looking to recommit, who are wanting to hit Success Club, go through and do this test, I saw that I'm a red, which is power. Reds are motivated by power, which is very much the truth. Like, I'm just like definitely a red personality. But my entire team is like, I'm not joking, like 80% of them are blues, which is like the like nurturing and caring. And I was like, wow. So what really, really drives me does not drive the majority of my team. I did not realize, I mean, we talk about this, and obviously like, you know, those tests aren't going to like tell you exactly everything about, you know, how to be a better leader, but I definitely think that it helps kind of see like the fact that 80% of my team is blue and I'm a red, like that just really opened my eyes that maybe there's some things that I can change, or just, you know, different ways that I can maybe recognize them or spotlight them in a way that they would really love. Because obviously like how I'm driven, I'm such a red personality, 100%, but I don't really have very many reds who are recognized or like who are driven by the same thing that I am. So for me, that just really opened my eyes and kind of shifted some things for me. So I don't know, that might be something that you guys can do too and see. You might have a team that's all over the place, but it was just weird. I was like, I don't know why I attract blues when I'm very much a red, but that just kind of really helped me too, and kind of reframing what I'm, you know, the way that I'm recognizing my team.
That's awesome. And John added, where are you, John?
That's a huge thing. I'm really big into personalities, typing, and I've done like the gems and the color and the Tony Robbins disc test and all that kind of stuff. And I'm not a fan of the color one because it's based on what you were as a child, and I've changed so much that's totally off for me. But another huge one that's really helping me with my people is the love language test. It's free and it's online and it's quick. And for gifts, it's perfect, because if you are trying to give somebody something and that's not their love language, it's pointless. So yeah, totally.
Amen. I love that one. You're so true. Well,
Yeah, I was going to bring that up because I think, just real quick, that's a huge thing. Like what Alexa was saying, I'm just driven, like I just do this. And a lot of my people on my team are not, you know, they're more into, you know, more blue, kind of more pearl in the gems. So I think that's huge. I think it's funny that you say that, John, though, because when I was a child, I was much more bold than I was like in the middle of my life in college and stay-at-home mom stage until I got into this business. And then that childhood leader that I was that kind of got dumbed down came out through the framework of this business. So for me, it's flip-flopped. But I think that's a huge thing. I think that's, and that's it with prizes. Like, I don't care about prizes. Like, I'm going to do it because I'm supposed to do it. Yeah. So, you know, maybe doing the color code or the love language would be good.
It'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I love that, guys. Great insight. Because when Alexa and I were talking, I didn't even think about the love language, but it's so true. I mean, any relationship that you have in your life, you have to figure out how to confide your message and give them what they need, not what usually we give what we need, right? And that's not what they need. So just to kind of close up this call, first and foremost, thank you, Alexa. That was amazing. Did you guys learn a lot? Yeah. That's why I wanted her to kick off this call, because Hell's Bells, number 4, you know, 4-star diamond, number 16. I love, love, love it. So that's just incredible. But yes, absolutely. But increasing your Success Club base, like I said, by 5, this will increase energy, drive within your team. It will increase your volume, your diamond coaches. Holy cow, things are going to start popping. Once you start doing this and it duplicates, hold on to your pants. You're going to have to run. I promise. And then also you'll have twice as many people to influence and twice as many people create an excitement within your group that will make you want to wake up and enjoy life. You won't be on that hamster wheel of constantly just doing the same thing every single month. You work with the will, and you work with the ones that are igniting business and see the same vision as you. Also, last thing is, I do get the new Elite Report, like I said, usually Wednesday afternoon. And I would love to take a 5 to 10 minute call with either, you know, with all of you, actually, a call or a Zoom, where we can Zoom focus on that Elite Report and tell you what that means. Because even if you're going for a 5-star diamond elite this year, love it. We can Zoom focus on what you need to do the rest of the year. If you are so far away and you're like, I don't know what to do, honestly, what you do right now sets you up to be an elite coach next year. So however you look at it, we can still build you an opportunity towards success. Okay. And I do, like I said, I get that report usually 2 days before you, but the number one thing I look at on that report is Success Club base, because that's what duplicates within your business. Okay. So I will post something to hold you all accountable here in our group, which will be amazing. Next week, I'm going to actually I'm going to host the call, and I'll actually do the call, because I just did this with my 5-star diamonds, and our topic was getting back to the basics and truly about time management. Because right now, you know, 1 and 2-star diamonds, you can kind of fluff it. where you guys are at in your business, you're either very excited and you have everything pre-planned down to the minute, down to the wire, and all your people and time and everything is perfect, but I will guarantee it probably isn't. And when we're all like, yeah, right. And when I was talking, I did the last call, and honestly, I was like, I needed that call just as much as you guys probably do, because you need to know where to put your time and your focus and your energy. So I'm going to focus on time management and just kind of go over what I would do with a new 2 to 5 star diamond to really refocus and regroup them to their end of year goals and aspirations. Okay. So that will be next week's call. And then the third week, Vicky, love it. You're going to be my girl on this. Where is your face? Oh. Where'd she go? There she is. Anyway, so that will be amazing because like I said, or like she said, she got her coaches to recommit that have not had Success Club in 2 or 3 years. That is huge. Okay. So I'm super excited. Thank you all for being part of this today. That was absolutely amazing. If you have any questions, anything like that, anything in the week, let me know. I'm always a message away. And the good news is this Thursday, Friday, or Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I actually have mapped it out where I have a lot of time available so I can dedicate it to you and really go over that elite report. So please reach out. Let's get you on my schedule. Okay, guys, have a great day. Thank you.
Thanks, Alexa.
Yeah, thank you, Alexa.
Thanks, Alexa. Great.
Thanks, guys. Hopefully it was helpful. I didn't
Oh, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Bye, guys. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye, guys.